Imagine trying to stop a burst pipe with your bare hands. That is what it feels like when you don't have a plan in a crisis. As a crisis manager of a company, you could get an emergency message on your phone that your company servers are down and all your data might be compromised. So what do? This isn't just about fixing a technical problem. You want to make sure you prevent chaos that could spiral into lawsuits, job losses, and irreparable reputational damage. My name is Tolulope Michael, entrepreneur, cybersecurity expert, and career coach at Extermine Cyber. I want you to stick with me because by the end of this video, you will have the tools, strategies, and insight to handle any professional crisis with confidence and precision. And you will learn the one thing that sets the pros apart from the amateurs. So here's the thing. When a crisis hits, the business owner isn't the person in charge anymore. You are. As a professional, whether you are in IT, operations, or risk management, you're the one the company relies on to steady the ship. According to a 2021 study conducted by Genpact and the MIT Sloan CIO Symposium, 70% of IT and operations professionals feel unprepared for major disruptions. And yet, you are expected to be the most calm in the storm. Now, let's take a step back. Let's say you were working for a hospital in the UK when a ransomware attack logs down patient record. This isn't hypothetical. It's exactly what happened during the 2017 WannaCry attack, and this disrupted over 80 NHS hospitals. The IT teams worked non-stop, but lack of preparation meant surgeries were cancelled, ambulances rerouted, and lives put at risk. What am I saying? This could have been avoided with a simple business continuity plan. So here is the question. What would success have looked like in that scenario? It's not just about having a plan, right? It's about having a plan that has been tested and drilled into the DNA of every team member. Let's talk about how you can get your company to do this. Professionals like you are often thrown into two roles during a disruption: crisis manager or continuity planner. Crisis management is your short-term, immediate response. You want to make sure you contain the damage, communicate with stakeholders, and then restore order, even if it is temporary. Business continuity is your long-term sustained recovery plan. Your duty is to make sure critical operations resume and mitigate future risk. The key thing here is keeping the company operational while you rebuild. Both crisis management and business continuity are critical roles, and as a professional, you need to master both. But let's be honest, it's not easy. There are three key challenges you will face in almost every crisis. Now let's break them down. The first challenge is time pressure. Did you know that according to Gartner, the average company loses $5,600 per minute of downtime? That's over $300,000 per hour. Now imagine you're the person responsible for stopping that bleeding. The reason why this is tough is that in a crisis, decisions have to be made fast without perfect information. Do you shut down systems immediately to prevent further damage, or do you try to isolate the issue without disrupting operations? Every second of hesitation costs money, reputation, and in some cases, lives. So you need a plan that helps you act decisively, because in this moment, waiting and seeing isn't an option. Now let's discuss the second challenge, and that's complexity. Crisis scenarios are really straightforward. Let's take a cyber attack as an example. In Canada in 2021, the average cost of a single cyber attack was $6.35 million. You might want to ask, why so high? So because crises don't just affect one part of an organization, they ripple through everything. A hacked database doesn't just disrupt IT. It freezes operations, delays customer service, and even triggers regulatory investigations. And here is a point to note. Complexity grows exponentially when systems are interconnected. Yes, you can imagine knocking over one domino and realizing it's tied to 100 others you don't see. The challenge isn't just solving the immediate problem, it's containing the ripple effect. Now, moving to the third challenge, which is team coordination. Most crises fail not because the problem was unresolved, but because teams didn't know their roles. Let me give you an example. During the 2017 WannaCry ransomware attack that hit over 80 hospitals in the UK, many teams didn't know what to do instantly because they didn't have clear instructions. Who was responsible for shutting down infected systems? They didn't know. Who was supposed to inform patients? Who knows? Who was monitoring updates from government cybersecurity agencies? Who knows? Exactly my point. When roles are not defined, confusion reigns. You end up with duplicated effort in some areas and complete neglect in others. And what does that result to? Delays, miscommunication, and an escalation of the crisis. So the takeaway here is simple but crucial. Coordination doesn't happen on the fly. It has to be planned, rehearsed, and ingrained into the team. Time pressure, complexity, and team coordination. These challenges can feel overwhelming, but they don't have to be. With the right preparation, you can turn these obstacles into opportunities to shine. And that's exactly what we're going to explore next. Now, here's something to think through. What's worse? Having no plan at all, or having a plan no one knows how to execute? Now, as you answer this within you, let's talk about what success looks like. Take Maersk as an example. I'm talking about the global shipping company. When ransomware hit their systems in 2017, their IT team had prepared for such a scenario. Within 10 days, they rebuilt their entire infrastructure, keeping operations running and limiting losses. But what's the secret? Preparation and alignment between their crisis management and business continuity teams. So let me show you how you can step up and own the moment when disaster strikes. Number 1, master your tools. Whether it's incident response software, backup systems, or communication platforms, know them inside out. Number 2, test, and test. The best plans fail without regular testing. Simulate crisis monthly. Cyber attacks, natural disaster, even PR scandals. Anything that can go wrong at all, prepare for it as much as you can. And number 3, own your role. Be crystal clear on your responsibilities. Are you leading the response or ensuring operations continue? Think of it this way. Crisis management is like being a paramedic on the scene of an accident. You stabilize the patient. Business continuity is the surgeon ensuring they make a full recovery. Both are vital. You're the professional keeping it all together. So here is some data you might not know. In the US, 43% of companies go bankrupt after a major data breach. And this is according to IBM. Another is that in Canada, 51% of organizations don't have a formal continuity plan. And here is a sobering one. 75% of employees don't know their crisis response role. See, all these statistics prove that it isn't just about systems, it's about people. You might be thinking, okay, I get it, but where do I start? Don't worry, I've got that covered for you in 4 simple steps. Start with auditing your plans. Yes, take stocks of what your company has in place. Identify gaps. Secondly, train your teams. Make sure everyone knows their role before the crisis hits. And thirdly, communicate effectively. The number 1 failure in crisis is miscommunication. And lastly, invest in tools from automated alerts to cloud-based backups. Leverage text to stay ahead. Okay? Here's the most important thing I want you to take away from this video. Professionals who master crisis management and business continuity are not just problem solvers, they are leaders. When you're the person who can keep calm under pressure, execute a flawless plan, and guide teams to success, you don't just save companies, you build a reputation that takes your career to the next level. Yes, you can say that again. Takes your career to the next level. Okay? So, guys, if you found this video valuable, you'll love the next video even more. But in the meantime, check out my previous videos on mastering professional strategies, enhancing your crisis response skills, and building bulletproof business plans. This will give you even more actionable insights to level up your expertise. And I hope I'm leaving you today better than I met you. Remember, preparation isn't just about surviving the storm, it's about flourishing after it. Until I see you again, bye for now.